The first step to becoming desirable is to fix your light. I legit looked like the ghost of Christmas past with the fattest under eye bags in the universe in my last video. Okay, does that work? Do I look alive? Okay, I think I do look a little less dead than I did in the previous video, so we can start with this one. Speaking of my previous video, which for you is last week's video, for me it's 10 minutes ago, I spoke about the importance of actually becoming desirable versus trying to force to make somebody desire you regardless of whatever the hell's going on within you, right? And I also, kind of bluntly shared with you the truth of why these quick fixes are not working. Now in this video I want to take the topic and extend it a little bit further so that you actually have some ideas and tangible things, real actions, real life actions that you can take in order to feel better about yourself and to actually become desirable. And because what we deem desirable is very, very individual. So whatever Jacob deems to be desirable can be completely repulsive to Nadine. And because of that, I'm not gonna give you like super specific detailed things like you need to dye your hair pink and stand on your head every day for 10 minutes. Instead, I'm gonna share with you my little epiphanies and awakenings and the things that I learned and needed to really understand and then actively change while I was transitioning from being a complete fucking loser to the person that I am today. Which is Nis, by the way. Hi, I'm a mindset coach and this was by far the weirdest intro I had, I think. Maybe not. Anyways, I'm still here with Donut. She's by now sleeping in her little thing. It's very adorable. I don't know if you see it, but trust me, she's there. And I have prepared... I cometh prepared. This is such a rarity on my channel that whenever I do cometh prepared, I have to share it with you. So I have prepared 5 different areas in your life that you can actively change, or at the very least start becoming a little bit more aware of what you're doing there, right? And then evaluate if this is really your best self in that area in order to actually feel valuable, to feel desirable, to really love yourself, to really like celebrate your own ass, to truly, honestly, authentically be proud of yourself and be like, fuck yeah, I'm the shit. And let's start with the topic of your body, your workout, hygiene, self-care, and also your style and your looks. So a desirable person does take care of themselves, right? It is very hard to feel your best if you don't look your best. When I say look your best, I don't mean that you need to fit into a specific body type or shape, or that you need to go crazy, or that you need to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. Looking your best just means that you have a hygiene that makes you feel fresh the majority of your life. So the purpose of these topics or of this video is not to make you hypersensitive and start comparing yourself to others. No, we are talking about what you deem to be your most attractive self, what you deem to be a hygiene routine that really serves you, where you do feel fresh, where you don't feel like, oh God, I need to hide my face or I need to hide anything, right? Where you feel comfortable within yourself and you can leave your apartment or your house with confidence. So what you're actually doing in that area can look completely different for each and every single one of you. But if you have the habit of looking into the mirror and feeling like about yourself right before you go out and leave the house, then I highly recommend you to start changing, start putting in some extra care, right? Putting in a little bit of effort into your skincare, putting in a little bit of effort into your hairstyle and all of that stuff. Really try and find what is best for you, what feels good for you, where you don't have to go massively overboard and spend 4 hours to get ready, but also where you feel like, yeah, I have been putting in effort in the way I look, in my body, and now I can leave because I feel good about myself. Same thing when it comes to your styling clothes. Of course, I also leave my apartment looking like a complete slob whenever I go feed my street cats or go just grocery shopping or whatever. I have the ugliest sweatpants in the universe. I look like crap and I don't care. So again, it's not about you being perfect. It's just about you dominantly feeling like you are looking good. Find a style that suits you in terms of you feel like it brings out the best of you and you are comfortable within this. You do not have to try and force yourself into a clothing style or anything that is not comfortable for you. The second I buy a t-shirt, I cut the collar off because I hate the normal t-shirt collars. I don't run around with blazers. I don't run around with uncomfortable clothes. Jesus, I don't even wear jeans because they are so freaking uncomfortable. But I do care about the way my clothes suit my body. I choose the stuff that I like, that is authentically me, and that I feel comfortable with, and it's still good looking, right? So find your own style. Really be a little bit bold here and just wear whatever the hell makes you feel really, 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 really awesome about yourself, where you look in the mirror and you're like, damn. It doesn't matter what other people say about that. You do you. This is like the most important thing. This is like rule number 1 or tip number 1. You do you. Okay? When it comes to the movement of your body and your health and your fitness levels, a desirable person does take care of their body in terms of fitness. That does not mean that you have to go to the freaking gym every single day. I don't do that either. I freaking hate the gym. But it does mean that you give your body the movement and the workout that it needs. Your body is made to work. Your body is made to move. Your body is made to every now and then have a little run. You have those muscles and all of those things for a reason. They don't just exist for you to sit on the couch and watch TV and eat junk food, right? Give your body the kind of workout that it asks for to stay in movement. Pick something that you really like doing, do it 3 times a week. Trust me, you will thank yourself later. Speaking of food, a person that does feel high value, that likes themselves, that respects themselves, that appreciates themselves, does not only eat junk food, okay? A person that enjoys a high quality of life usually does invest in some kind of healthy-ish diet. Doesn't mean that you can't have your pizza and burgers and donuts. It's not a big deal. But when it comes to what you are shoving in your mouth hole on a dominant baseline, right? So 8 times out of 10, it should be something of high quality. This shows that you are respecting yourself. This is a form of self-love. Eating high value, good, healthy, amazing for you food and taking care of your body in that way is a form of self-love, and you should not underestimate this. So whenever you can, try your best to choose the option that you deem to be healthier, and you're good to go. Next topic, personal space and or living space, living area. This is especially for my single people that are living alone. Now, this is something that I finally realized and completely internalized in 2019. It's not that long ago. A person of high value, a desirable person, has a somewhat clean, presentable apartment. That may sound like a complete duh, of course, to some of you people, but again, this is like targeted directly towards my messy single people. Yeah, I've been there, I did that. And I snapped out of it after a lot of introspection and working on myself and blah, blah, blah. And while I was doing that, I was so incredibly busy with myself and my inner self that I kind of completely ignored my surroundings, and my apartment got messier and dirtier and more gross and more disgusting, and I wasn't bothered by that. I just like took bigger steps over all the garbage and dirt that was accumulating on my floor. And I did this for a couple of days, maybe even weeks. And mind you, I've never been very organized. I always had like this organized chaos. I always hated dirt though. That's something I do not like. But when it comes to like just like being chaotic and messy, I always was like that. I just never learned how to tidy up after myself. But I remember that one day where I was reading some kind of book, and then I stood up from my couch and I had to take like those huge steps, like kind of like jump and balance through my apartment to get to the bathroom. And then it kind of hit me. And I was like, is this really what I think I deserve? I mean, I don't really care if it looks like crap or not, but do I honestly believe that this is the level of organization and cleanliness in my apartment that I truly deserve? Do I deserve, honestly, do I believe that I truly 100% deserve to jump over my garbage in my apartment like a freaking monkey? No, it didn't match me anymore. And then I started cleaning up after myself, and then I started learning how to organize myself in a way where my apartment at the very least looks presentable for me 24/7. A lot of you guys who are kind of stuck in this lower self-esteem and kind of way of existing only really take care of their apartment and really clean up when either there is somebody announcing themselves, like guests are coming, or even worse, your parents are coming for a visit, or when the chaos and dirt gets so much out of hand that you just can't stand it anymore, that it just starts triggering you and you're like, oh my god, this is just like, it looks like a bomb has exploded in here, I can't take it anymore. So in either ways, you wait for an extreme in order to then make the space that you are living in, that you're sleeping in, the space that is your shelter, your safe space. You wait for a freaking extreme in order to act. Change that. It might take a little while to find a rhythm there that works for you. It took me quite a while to find a rhythm there that works for me, because I went like overboard, cleaned every single day like a crazy person, and that was not sustainable. And then like I had to wobble from one extreme to the other and back and forth and whatnot until I finally found my sweet spot there, right? But do yourself this favor and invest in your space. Make your apartment pretty. Do not live like, oh, that's just a rental and I'm gonna move out in a year or two anyways. No, really try to invest in your space for your own sake. Make it nice. Make it feel like a home, however this looks like to you. Okay? Next topic or area, the goals that you have in your life. And I specifically chose these words because I don't just want to talk about success or career, because not everybody wants to have a career. Not everybody is interested in that. There are also family people out there, right? Whatever your goals in life are, and it doesn't matter if they are connected to finances, if they're connected to status, if it's just family stuff, if it's your hobbies, if it's whatever, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you set goals in life that are inspiring you. You want to feel this certain drive, this like, oh, I cannot wait to get there, right? Even if it's just a hobby, even if your goal in life is just to learn how to play the freaking trombone. Whatever it is, get excited about your goals and please set goals for your life. Even if your life goal is to do nothing, what the goal is itself doesn't really matter in the bigger picture. What matters for you is that you need to feel the ambition towards achieving that goal, right? Even if it's something like, I want my hair to grow down to my butt. It really doesn't matter what it is. Be excited about this. Become a go-getter in pursuing that goal. Dream about this. Talk about this. Make little plans in your head. I have a goal in my life that is so gigantic that I have a 20-year, 30-year, and a 50-year plan. Will I follow these plans? I don't know. I don't care. But I have these plans, right? I get excited about these things. And I take little steps in order to achieve them. I talk about this. I share this with excitement. And maybe my goals in life are completely ridiculous for somebody else. But the way I feel about them, the way I hype myself up, the way I use that goal to fuel myself, allows me to speak about these things with such passion that nobody has the slightest chance to give me shit for it. So again, use your life goals, no matter what they are, use them to fuel yourself, to hype yourself up, to get excited, to have this go-getter thing, and also to have something aside from the freaking specific person and relationship and blah, 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 that you can achieve just for yourself, just because you want it. Not because your parents told you, not because somebody's expecting it of you, but just for your own sake, okay? The next area or topic, or however we want to call this, is your personality traits. And again, it is extremely individual. There are people who value emotional, sensitive, shy, sweet people. Then there are others that prefer harsh, intellectual, blunt people. There are people that prefer school smarts and high education. Others think, nah, street smarts is what you need to go for, right? So it's super individual, but there are a few general things that can help you feel satisfied about who you are as a person, that you can learn little skills and things that will make the last topic that I'm going to talk about, human interactions and relationships, so much easier and fun and smooth, right? So let's get into it. Number one personality trait, I don't even know if this is a personality trait or skill, whatever, you know what I mean, is self-awareness, practicing self-awareness, being aware of yourself. Now that does not mean I'm gonna micromanage my own ass. That does not mean that I am controlling as hell towards myself. That does not mean that I carefully pick and choose a mask that I wear. No, it means that I am aware of who I am, what I think, what I believe, what my opinion is, what my preferences are, regardless of what's trendy right now, regardless of what's popular right now, right? So self-awareness, awareness of your own little quirks, awareness of your own little habits, awareness of how you interact with specific situations or specific types of people. Working on yourself in general, just you being here, listening to me talking about these things, and just contemplating whether or not you should evaluate your life and maybe make some changes, right? Already instantly makes you a lot more attractive because you take care of yourself. Again, this entire thing is about feeding yourself, nourishing yourself, caring about yourself, for your body, for your mind, for everything that is you. Giving yourself constantly, not in a gluttonous, disgusting, greedy way, but in a very self-loving, oh shit, yeah, I am me kind of way, right? Another generalized trait is to try and be calm and a little bit more laid back, especially when you're facing some kind of contrast. So we can commonly say that it is rather unattractive to deal with a person that explodes immediately, that is hyperreactive and sensitive in a negative way, that immediately jumps to conclusions, that immediately bombards somebody else with false assumptions, that immediately overreacts, over-dramatizes things. This is incredibly unattractive because it's incredibly hard to handle a person like that. These people don't usually like themselves either because they are constantly anxious and overwhelmed and don't know what to do next. And the only thing that they can do is react. So try your best to teach yourself to be more calm. I have a video when it comes to being triggered and how to handle these triggers. I'm gonna pop it up here and I'm also gonna link it at the end of this video so that you can learn some strategies on how to actually become calm and laid back, right? And the last personality trait thing that you can train yourself to have and to be is to be optimistic and have an open, optimistic outlook on life. Nobody needs a negative Nancy. We are humans. We are wired to be aware of all the things that are shit and that could potentially go wrong. That is the part in our brain that a lot of people, including myself, refer to as the monkey brain. It is the fight or flight mode that we have because we are vulnerable as a species. We need outside stuff, tools, in order to defend ourselves. We are not very strong. We are not very, I don't know. Even my cats, and they are fat and fluffy and adorable, but even they are more physically and biologically equipped for survival in the face of threat, like actual threat, than we are. We need outside shit, right? So as a human, you are already aware of the worst case scenario. You are already aware of all the things that are going wrong, that could go wrong. There is really no need to point that shit out. There is no need to insist on that. And there is also no need to constantly worry and overwhelm yourself, and then in extension also others. Constantly be safe, don't do this, oh my god, this can go wrong, blah blah blah. You're stressing the living shit out of yourself, and it completely interferes with you enjoying your life. It's not necessary. So try your best to, it is more of a habit and a skill than an actual personality trait given by nature, but try your best to have a somewhat optimistic outlook on everything or towards everything, right? At the very least, you can give things and people the benefit of the doubt. Speaking about people, let's go to the last category, human interactions. What makes you actually desirable? Strong boundaries, very strong boundaries with self and also with others. Even more importantly with self than with others. And by boundaries with self, I don't mean that you are containing yourself or holding yourself back. What I mean by that is that you become very crystal clear on who you are, what you are willing to bring to the table, what you're willing to give to extend to others, and what you expect back from this interaction with the other person. And then you set your boundaries according to that. Another thing that makes you desirable and also makes you feel good about yourself is to speak your truth. That does not mean that we need to talk down on others. That does not mean that we need to be completely reckless and rude and tell everything the second we feel it or think it. But it does mean that once we have decided what our internal truth is, we speak according to that. To give you a stupid example, just to make it clear what I mean by that, if I have decided that bananas are horrible, that they are disgusting, I hate them, ew, please go away, bananas, I really just, nope, not for me. And then somebody that I like and that I maybe want to impress or not says that, oh my god, I so love bananas, I immediately jump to, oh yeah, they're awesome, best fruit ever. You shouldn't do that, okay? You also don't have to justify why you do hate bananas, right? That's also something, if you know, no, bananas, ew, you don't have to justify this. You can still have an open mind if you choose to, but stick to your truth. Don't wobble. Don't change your personality. Don't change your preferences for the sake of pleasing somebody else, okay? And then the last two, they go hand in hand. That would be being forgiving and granting the benefit of the doubt to people. Now, these two things sound super easy and simple and self-explanatory, but there's actually a rat's tail attached to that. So when I say giving people the benefit of the doubt, that also means that you don't engage in gossip or publicly airing dirty laundry, whether it's your own or somebody else's, for the sake of having something to say, right? Just an example. When it comes to the forgiving part, it doesn't mean that you're being a pushover, that you lack boundaries. That would contradict my point that I made earlier. It means that you let go of things. You don't take things personally. In the very near future, I'm gonna make a video about how to not take shit personally. So we're gonna get there a little bit more detail in the future. But for now, what I mean with being forgiving is to really just let people do whatever they want. Mind your own business as much as possible. Don't hold on to resentment. Try to not serve revenge. Try to not live from the an eye for an eye kind of perspective. Try to really just let people mind their own business. You mind your own business. Everything is fine. You do you. Yeah, it's fine. I know I can forgive you, but then also establish consequences. So if somebody does cross over your boundaries, if somebody is constantly pushing your buttons, if somebody is not learning, if somebody does not respect the way you establish that they are supposed to be treating you, right? If they are just just taking you as a joke and they just do whatever the hell they want, you can forgive them and then still move away from them. Just because you have forgiven somebody, you don't need to interact with them, okay? Now that's it. Those are maybe seemingly small things, but trust me, on the long run, if you really start looking into those areas of your life, and there are plenty more, right? Whatever floats your boat. If you start really improving yourself for the sake of yourself and the way you feel about yourself, then you're good. Do things for your own sake, and the outside stuff comes as a consequence, not the other way around. Okay, that's it. Love you all. See you next week. Bye.